In the shadowed corridors of power, in the unlit corners of men's intentions, and within the disguised elegance of social graces, there lies a trap: politeness, civility, the smile that hides a dagger, the handshake that cloaks manipulation. We have built an entire civilization upon the illusion that niceties preserve harmony. And yet, as Niccolò Machiavelli would tell us, harmony is not the natural state of man. Conflict is. And to act out of politeness in moments that demand power is to surrender your throne to the wolves. There are moments in life, brief, yet defining, when being polite is not just foolish, but suicidal. These moments test your sovereignty, your self-respect, and your understanding of the game of power. They are rarely announced. They appear wrapped in subtlety, draped in custom, and softened by expectation. But a man who sees through the game, who peers beyond the facade, understands that these are not occasions for manners, but for mastery. Politeness, in the right context, is not a virtue. It is a leash. A Machiavellian mind does not abandon civility entirely. It wields it like a weapon, sharp, precise, and intentional. But he knows when to discard the velvet glove and let the iron fist show. The masses, the mediocre, the moralistic will preach perpetual politeness. They will call you rude, arrogant, heartless, and perhaps you are, but better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. And there are moments, crucial ones, where fear opens doors love cannot. You must learn to identify these moments. You must train yourself to see them not as moral dilemmas, but as strategic opportunities. And you must be willing to act decisively, unapologetically, even when your conditioning screams at you to be polite. Let us descend into the abyss of human interaction, into the gritty truth behind the masks of manners. For what you are about to read is not for the faint-hearted. It is for the man who is tired of being stepped on, overlooked, and manipulated in the name of being nice. It is for the man who wishes to rise, not as a brute, but as a sovereign, as a lion among sheep. In the world of Machiavelli, you must not be polite when your throne is threatened, not when the hyenas circle, not when your authority is tested, not when your time is wasted, not when your ambition is undermined, not when deceit is disguised as diplomacy. These are the moments that define your future. These are the crossroads of weakness and power. You were told to say please and thank you. You were told to wait your turn. You were taught to never interrupt, never offend, never challenge. But no one told you that life is not a classroom. It is a battleground. And on this battlefield, hesitation is death. Politeness is often cowardice with a smile. It is weakness dressed in etiquette. It is submission decorated with style. And while there is value in charm and grace, there is also danger in mistaking those for strategy. The king who bows too often forgets how to raise his sword. Never be polite when silence is mistaken for approval. Too often, men bite their tongues while others distort truth, attack character, or subvert reality. You may think you're taking the high road by remaining calm, but silence in the face of falsehood is complicity. When your name is being dragged, when the truth is being twisted, when the crowd nods to lies, your silence is a surrender. A Machiavellian knows that reputation is power. Lose it, and you lose your leverage. Speak, interrupt, correct, assert your reality, not with rage, but with ruthlessness. Never be polite when incompetence wears authority. There will be moments in life when men less capable than you, by birth, by status, or by politics, will attempt to control your path. They will hide behind hierarchy, policy, or tradition, and you'll be expected to smile, nod, obey. But a true Machiavellian understands that unjust authority must be disrupted, not through rebellion, but through strategy. Challenge the incompetence. Undermine their illusion of superiority. Be sharp, not soft. Be firm, not friendly. You are not here to flatter fools. You are here to claim your destiny. Never be polite when time is stolen from you. Your time is your life. Every second wasted on shallow conversation, meaningless meetings, or manipulative requests is a theft, a robbery of your future. The world will try to guilt you into compliance. It's only 5 minutes. Don't be rude. But Machiavelli would remind you, a prince who cannot control his time cannot control his empire. Learn to say no without explanation. Exit without apology. Prioritize without guilt. Let the world call you cold. You are simply focused. Never be polite when weakness is weaponized against you. Some will play the victim to manipulate your power. They will feign fragility to gain your favor, your pity, your resources. But pity is a currency you must spend wisely. The world is full of false martyrs. A Machiavellian understands that compassion must be balanced with caution. Do not let emotional theatrics bend your will. Do not be lured into compliance by crocodile tears. See through the act. Maintain your course. Your goals are not negotiable. Never be polite when war has been declared. Not all wars are fought with swords. Some are waged in boardrooms, bedrooms, and backroom deals. When someone moves against you, professionally, emotionally, politically, they have initiated conflict. And in war, politeness is a handicap. Do not hesitate. Strike first if possible. Strike back if necessary. Use every tool, truth, influence, leverage, to protect your position. This is not cruelty. This is survival. As Machiavelli said, if an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. You were born into a world of deception, of quiet battles and silent betrayals. You were told to behave, to comply, to be agreeable. But every man who has risen to power, true power, knows that there are moments when etiquette must be sacrificed on the altar of effectiveness. Power is not given. It is taken. It is seized by those who dare to act when others hesitate. The throne does not go to the polite. It goes to the prepared, the disciplined, the strategic. So the next time someone calls you rude, ask yourself, am I being rude? Or am I being real? Am I abandoning politeness? Or am I refusing to be manipulated? Because if your civility is costing you power, you are not noble. You are naive. Machiavelli was not evil. He was honest, brutally so. He saw the world not as it should be, but as it is. And he understood that men who cling to illusions of constant courtesy are eaten alive by those who do not. In this world, you must know when to smile and when to snarl, when to offer a hand and when to raise a fist, when to speak softly and when to roar. Never confuse being feared with being hated. Never confuse being respected with being liked. The goal is not to be loved by all. It is to be unbreakable by any. To be the man whose silence means danger, whose words carry weight, whose presence shifts the energy of a room. There are only two types of men, those who use politeness as a tool and those who are used by it. So be polite when it serves you. And when it doesn't, be ruthless, be clear, be Machiavellian. Because in the end, this world is not moved by good intentions. It is moved by bold actions. And the man who dares to be impolite when it matters most is the man who commands a world. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. Niccolò Machiavelli.